So the Charlotte Hornets, a team that was in the play-in tournament last season, a team that I do not think a lot of people expected to be in that position. If we are being honest, the team's obviously led by young point guard, potentially superstar at some point in time, Lamelo Ball. I think he's one of the best young players in the league. I'm super excited to do this rebuild today. So, welcome back to another rebuild today here on the channel. This is going to be a normal offseason rebuild, not a prospect rebuild with James Bouknight, Kai Jones. Unfortunately, just neither of them would have been even starting on this team for me in year number one, so it's not a prospect rebuild. But today, normal three-season rebuild, man. And I'm excited for this one, man. Let's talk about some of the moves this team made this offseason. So as I just mentioned, there are two first-round draft picks, James Bouknight, Kai Jones, two solid picks in my opinion, especially Bouknight. I like him a lot. I think with NBA spacing, he's going to be very, very good. And then we kind of get into some of their free agency moves. Devontae Graham was moved to the Pelicans in a sign and trade. I think at the end of the day, there was a little bit of a logjam in that backcourt. I think it was probably the smart move. I don't necessarily think they were going to be paying him. They also went ahead and signed Kelly Oubre to a 2-year, $26 million deal, which I think is tremendous value. I think that almost is maybe a little bit of an underpay for Oubre. But I'm going to be very interested to see what this team actually does with this lineup in real life. Furthermore, they did go ahead and trade for Mason Plumlee from the Detroit Pistons, so he's probably going to be replacing Cody Zeller as their starting center. But man, this Hornets team, I did not think, as I mentioned, was going to be in the play-in tournament last year. They obviously were. They ended up losing to the Pacers, but they still made it, man. And obviously our goal today is to win a championship. So one more time, as I mentioned, three-season rebuild, totally unrealistic. If this is your first time watching me, man, I don't really do realistic rebuilds. I do apologize. But that being said, if this is your first time watching me, or you guys have been watching the videos a lot lately and are not yet subscribed, I would 100% appreciate that, man. It definitely helps out me, helps out the channel quite a bit, and you can enjoy growing with this community, man. We've definitely been having a great summer so far. And we're trying to continue it as we kind of go into the final weeks of daily uploads, unfortunately. But no time to be sad right now. We got a Hornets rebuild to do, man. As always, you guys got any other video ideas, you want to leave those down below in the comments section. I'd be more than happy to listen to them. All right, three-season Hornets rebuild. We're going to get at least one championship, hopefully. Let's get into it. So as I'm sure a lot of you do know, typically in these, off-season free agency rebuilds, whatever the hell you want to call them, I typically do not go ahead and actually make any trades before the first year. So what I like to do instead is a little bit of a roster overview, if you will. So yeah, Lamelo Ball obviously not going anywhere throughout this entire video. He's going to be on his rookie contract also the entire video, which is absolutely beautiful. Do not have to pay him, can save some money, and still have a very good player. Ish Smith, they also signed this offseason. Unfortunately, in the offseason, he regressed from a 75 to a 71. So what I actually might do right now is go ahead and sign as some sort of other backup point guard just because I don't really want to give minutes to a 71 overall, and I do like having 2 point guards. So yeah, unfortunately, Ish Smith's not going to play. Rozier and Bouknight are definitely going to be my shooting guards for the foreseeable future. I want to get Bouknight into this rotation heavily. I do think, as I just mentioned at the beginning of this video, with NBA spacing, I think it's going to make so much of a difference for him. I liked him a lot at UConn. If you guys remember, I actually had no idea who he was, probably up about until maybe 3 weeks before the draft. Watched a bunch of his highlights, man. I like him a lot. I think NBA spacing, as I just mentioned, going to help him out. Hayward, Oubre, McDaniels. 3 guys that are all want to be in the rotation, and I don't blame them. I want them all in my rotation. So Hayward definitely flashed at a lot of points for the Hornets last year, I will say. Obviously, his tenure in Boston never really worked out. I mean, maybe one of the bigger what-ifs, honestly, for me, if Gordon Hayward never get injured. I mean, that Celtics team probably makes it to the finals, but neither here nor there. I like Oubre a lot. Unfortunately, he's probably not going to be starting for me, this season at least, maybe at some point, but I'm probably still going to give the nod to Hayward just because the overall, I'm going to say that's how 2K is probably going to prefer it. So that's how we're looking at the small forwards. McDaniels will eventually get minutes for me. The power forward spot's interesting. Miles Bridges is obviously, he's a good three-point shooter. He's probably more of a stretch 4, but I'd almost say he's a 3, in my opinion. I think P.J. Washington should be the 4 here, but again, I'm probably going to have to decide between the two of them at some point in time. They also did draft Kai Jones with, I believe it was the 18th or 19th overall pick in this year's draft, so he's going to be good for us. I would like to get him minutes at some point in time. I mean, I know I just mentioned all these guys that I want to get minutes to, but a lot of depth on this team. I will say that. And then we got Plumlee, who we traded for from the Pistons, who's probably only going to be here for a year, if we're being honest for you. I do want to develop Vernon Carey Jr. and Nick Richards, especially Vernon Carey Jr. So a little bit of a roster overview. We are going to go ahead and take a look and see if there's any free agent point guards. Wow, Devontae Graham's still in free agency. Okay. There's not an updated file. I mean, I'm not obviously signing him, but there's not an updated file on, all the free agency and draft picks and stuff like that. So yeah, I basically worry about the one team I do have control of. So the free agent that I will sign, honestly, it's going to be Isaiah Thomas. I have to release somebody. Was JT Thorpe picked this year? Oh, he was. Oh, it's either him or Scotty Lewis, who's another second-round pick for them. Honestly, I'm just going to release Ish Smith. That's the way we're going to do it. I mean, JT Thorpe probably not going to be a 60 overall in the actual roster. You can blame my draft class designer, creator, whatever you want to call it, for his overall. But yeah, we're going to sign Isaiah Thomas on the minimum contract. He'll back up LaMelo Ball for a season. He's not yet, when I'm recording this video, signed to a team. Saw some rumors with the Lakers actually going on. But yeah, he's not. We're going to go ahead and set this rotation. Unfortunately, some of these guys that I do want to get minutes in the first year are not going to be getting minutes. But again, we'll kind of address that as the years do go on. So let me go ahead and set this rotation. All right, so we have the rotation complete here in year number 1. I do think this team is good enough to make the playoffs. Will 2K agree with me? Obviously, only time will tell. That being said, I think it's going to be a big upcoming offseason. I don't want to jump the gun too far ahead right now, but I do have a lot of moves in mind that I do think can honestly make this team like a top 3 seed in the East next year. So we will worry about this year for now. Here's how it's going to look. LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, Miles Bridges, and Mason Plumlee. Our bench unit: Kelly Oubre Jr., PJ Washington, James Bouknight, Isaiah Thomas, and Vernon Carey Jr. I wish I could get McDaniels minutes. I'm just not running 3 small forwards, and I'm not doing an 11-man rotation here. I did an 11-man rotation in my Hawks rebuild the other day. That was because I had 2 prospects that I did want to get playing time to. So, I mean, I could, but I also do want to get a lot of minutes. Some of these young guys like Bouknight, I do want to get Vernon Carey Jr. a decent amount of minutes. So, not decent, but you know what I'm saying. So, and I also don't want to take away from Oubre because I do think he's going to be a really big X factor off the bench. So, that is how it's looking for year number 1. Again, I will try to get McDaniel some minutes at some point, but as of now, probably not. So, is this team a playoff team? Only time will tell. I will see you guys at the end of the first year. So, we are not in the playoffs. And even if there was a play-in tournament here, unfortunately, we are not a 10 seed. We are an 11 seed, so we wouldn't even qualify for that. That being said, I am interested in 2K22 if they're going to update it and actually put a play-in tournament into it. That being said, this company and this game is an absolute piece of shit, so probably not. But Nikola Jokic, your MVP, Cade Rookie of the Year in Detroit. You can ignore that. You can ignore that. And Onyeka Okongwu, Most Improved. Steve Nash, Coach of the Year, 56 and 26 for the Brooklyn Nets. So I thought this team was good enough to be a playoffs team. Unfortunately, 2K did not agree with me. But again, as I mentioned before, we did start going over the rotation. I got a lot of moves in mind with this team that I do think are going to help us out tremendously. So we will kind of go ahead and sim these playoffs very, very quickly and just pretend that they did not happen. The Timberwolves are in the finals, and Jason Tatum took over and averaged 39 points. I'm not saying it's crazy Tatum puts up 39 points in the finals. I'm saying it's hilarious the fact that the Celtics were in the finals this year. That's the funny part. All right, league meeting time. Reject all of the... What? No longer held moving up. So there's just no backcourts anymore? Is that what you're saying to me? I think that one was rejected already, but that's crazy. Okay, draft lottery time. We are projected the 10th overall pick. It is unprotected and is obviously our own pick, so we're going to go ahead and hopefully get a little lucky here. We do not. We stick at 10. So, yeah, James Borrego here just doesn't have good ratings for me. Neither do you. Again, we're not a huge market here in Charlotte by any means, but I can't live with the C- and the D rating. Jay Triano, you fucking bozo. Chad, I can't say your name. You're fired. Okay, Charles O'Neal, goodbye. I need an A trainer. Cool. Okay, we'll just kind of get through some of these right now. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. Lionel Hollins is my go-to guy at this point because the assistant coaches, for God knows what reason, are always somehow really bad in the second off season. Okay, we get all these guys. Billy Donovan doesn't want to come here. Fuck you. There's not a single head coach candidate here. Wait, yes there is. Is it not filtered right? Oh, okay, that was weird. Steve Nash is technically available. He's one coach of the year. These are our 3 head coaching candidates right now. So, I'm probably going to go ahead and, look for somebody else. A and C. I'll take Jerry Larinaga, former Celtics assistant coach, and I will also probably go ahead and try to sign Kenny. Oh, wait, these are where the good assistant coaches are. They're not letting me sign Larinaga. This is where we're going to run into some problems, I would say. Can I try it again? No. I'm just not going to do that. All right. Do I want to bump Lionel Hollins up to my head coach? Honestly, it shouldn't be this big of a deal. I should just do it and get it out of the way. Cool. Ryan Williams, you want to come here? Beautiful. I hate signing staff. I think it's one of the most annoying things ever, but I do understand it, that we have to do it. So 10th overall pick, 15th pick in the second round as well. I think Gordon Hayward is 100% done here after a year where he averaged 12 points per game with us. Yeah, man, that is what it is. Plumlee's gone, 100%. Those are definitely 2 that I do want off the book. So I will see you guys with whatever trade. So we're going to go ahead, try to figure out a deal here for Christian Wood from the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at his numbers last year, just under 18 points. Almost 12 boards a game. I mean, he's exactly what I want at that center spot. Still decently young at the age of 26 as well, so it does kind of match this timeline. So I would like him. I think he's an obvious upgrade over Plumlee. I don't think there's any debating that. And, as much as I do think that either Nick Richards or Vernon Carey Jr. could maybe get, minutes on this team as maybe a starting center, I'm just not going to risk it today, man, in a 3-year rebuild. So do you want Gordon Hayward? You can have him. They want our first round pick this year, and they'll give me Eric Gordon. I probably wasn't drafting anybody at number 10 right there anyway, so I'll go ahead and do that deal. If we're being honest, there's a lot of young talent on this team. Eric Gordon is definitely not going to be on this team next season, so God bless rebuilds where I can just do stuff like this. Have fun in Boston. They suck. And now we'll go ahead and move Plumlee, who is no longer really needed on this team, and I think Christian Wood's just a huge addition to this team. No matter which way. Wait. Oh, my God. I thought I said Kuzma was on my Celtics for a second. I almost freaked the hell out. So, I do like the way this team's at right now. I think Rozier at some point in time is going to be one of the guys I'm a little iffy on. I think he definitely did play very well for Charlotte, after coming off a year in Boston where he really wasn't utilized enough, in my opinion, especially. So, Oubre and McDaniels are probably going to be the guys who do give a shot to this year. I believe we do not have or we might have a second-round pick. Yeah, I'm not using a second-round pick. So we might have a couple free agents this year. All these guys are coming back. Honestly, I'll bring back Scotty Lewis. I'm not going to bring back JT Thor just because he's such a low overall. And again, not a shot against him. It's a shot against whoever created that draft class. So it is free agency time. We do have some money to spend, hypothetically, if we did want to go out and spend it. We do have, Terry Rozier's a free agent. Okay, so Rozier and Bridges are free agents. So if I'm going to go ahead and sign one of these bigger free agents, it's obviously going to have to be to replace one of them. So it's either going to be a shooting guard or a power forward, or I guess maybe even small forward, whatever you really want to call it. So do I want Kevin Durant? Obviously, that'd be sick. I got Bradley Beal in a video the other day, so I'm not going to get him. I would be interested in Shea, though. I'm assuming the Thunder are probably going to match Shea here, and I know he got a huge-ass contract extension in real life. Zach LaVine also interests me quite a bit. I think he's going to be one of the offers I at least give. He's probably going to go back to Chicago. No, never mind. Okay. Zach LaVine is here. We're not going to announce the rights on Bridges. We'll wait on that. Unfortunately, Isaiah Thomas is his ride here has come to an end. No offers on Bridges. I'm perfectly fine with just bringing him back on a normal contract after this. Zach LaVine's officially a member of the Charlotte Hornets. And we'll pay Miles Bridges $28 million a year. Welcome back to Charlotte. Okay. We've made some bigger moves here. Probably still going to be a 10-man rotation here, as I do like James Bouknight a lot. Or maybe Lamelo just wanted a backup. I actually think that's what I'm going to do. James Bouknight is not the best playmaking guard in the world, but Zach LaVine ultimately, I believe he actually used to be a point guard. Was he a point guard when he was drafted to Minnesota? I don't know. Did his assists go? What were his assists for his rookie year in Minnesota? 3.5. Okay. I thought he was drafted as a point guard. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. But I have to figure out what I want to do with Kai Jones. I also have to figure out what I want to do with either Vernon Carey Jr. or Nick Richards here. How are they both not free agents next year? Do they both still have team control? Richards is a free agent. Vernon Carey Jr. is another year. So I think Richards is probably going to go. Kai Jones is locked up. So basically, what do I want to do with PJ Washington is kind of what it comes down to. Do I want to maybe package him and Oubre for somebody who can be a little bit better? And the only reason I say that is because Oubre is also a free agent next year. That's kind of my only thought process on that one. I honestly might do it. I'll honestly probably go ahead and throw Richards in some sort of deal as well. So we're going to make another blockbuster, man. I'll see you guys with it. So we're going to try to go ahead and get RJ Barrett here from the Knicks. Unfortunately, if I take Nick Richards out of this deal and I do go ahead and throw PJ Washington, unfortunately, it's just $3 million too much for the Knicks. I'm assuming they signed somebody big. Big Mike Conley. Okay, whatever. Doesn't make sense at all, in my opinion. But, Nick Richards is basically going to have to be the one guy we throw in a deal. And so, ultimately, if this deal does go through, Washington will get minutes in my backup power forward, and then Kai Jones probably in the next season will be my backup power forward. So, I know they weren't accepting that, but how about if I give you my first-round pick this year? Honestly, if you want to wow, that Jazz. Who's on the Jazz? Why is that pick so valuable? Chet Holmgren's good. He makes every team sick. That no way that pick's going to be that valuable. Celtics are going to be good, and wow, just like that, RJ Barrett's on this team. So Barrett did have a little bit of a down year last year. I say down year, it's still 18 points a game versus the year prior to that. But again, I still think he's going to be very solid for us here, man. He's an A+ 3-point shot. I feel like that might be a bit high. I'm not saying he's necessarily a bad 3-point shooter, but an A+, really? Okay, this team has 9 guys, honestly 10 that I could see in a rotation, but unfortunately still going to be another year of Kai Jones riding the pine, if you will. And then he'll get minutes next year when I do something with PJ Washington. It's nothing against PJ Washington. I just want to get Kai Jones minutes just because he was their first-round pick this year. So we're going to go ahead and set this rotation now. I will see you guys at the start of year number 2 with a much-improved Hornets team. Second season in Charlotte here. I think this team has definitely made some significant moves that's hopefully going to put us as one of the top teams here in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, we did not make the playoffs last year. That was a bit of a shame. But I think Zach LaVine, RJ Barrett, Christian Wood, all new guys on this team, all new starters, definitely going to make an impact. Also, Christian Wood's one of those guys that is not horrendously regressing, but the man's 27 years old. I think most people would probably agree with me that, the majority of their players in the NBA probably enter their prime between the years of 25, 26, 27. And then it typically, finishes off around 30, 31, 32, something like that. Why Christian Wood at 27 went from, or 26, 27, whatever the hell he is. I know he's 27, but he was 26 in the offseason. Went from an 84 to an 83 is just beyond me and beyond, the logic of, real life. Why 2K thinks that's what's going to happen is criminal, but that's 2K for you. LaMelo Ball, Zach LaVine, RJ Barrett, Miles Bridges, and Christian Wood going to be the starting 5 here for year number 2. Also, just realized this is probably one of the worst defensive teams we've ever made. PJ Washington, Jalen McDaniels, James Bouknight, Vernon Carey Jr. going to be our bench. At the end of the day, you got to score more points than the other team. That is how you win the game. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. So definitely a better second season here in Charlotte. We are a 3 seed here in the Eastern Conference, a 4 seed in the power rankings. Luka Doncic, his first career MVP. Jalen Johnson, Rookie of the Year. I guess he was in the G League or just didn't play, or I don't know what the logic is on that. He's also now in Portland, so that's interesting. Jalen Smith, 6th Man of the Year. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Killian Hayes, Most Improved. Michael Malone, Coach of the Year, 60-22 in Denver. So 53-29. Honestly, not a bad turnaround. LaMelo Ball, Zach LaVine, looking like they're both balling out in our backcourt. RJ Barrett, Miles Bridges, Christian Wood, double-double. I'll take it. Washington's honestly not bad. Okay, I also want to say, if I have Hornets fans in my comment section that are going to be up in arms, blowing up my comment section saying, hey, numbnuts, why are you trading PJ Washington? He's actually very good. I understand that. As a 4, he's actually a very good shooter, I would say. But at the end of the day, man, this is a rebuild in, an aspect of I like to get the guys that they just drafted minutes. If I go ahead and it's not me saying that I prefer Kai Jones over PJ Washington, but I don't want to just bury their first-round pick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, PJ Washington has gotten minutes in this video, and now I'm probably going to go ahead and do some sort of sign and trade with him this offseason. That is just my logic. So if you disagree with it, I apologize, but that's the way it's going to go today. So Philadelphia here in the first round. Brickleberry, Simmons, Shake Milton, Norman Powell is actually a pretty good addition for them. Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid. Norman Powell would be a tremendous addition for that. Almost said Charlotte Hornets team. That Philadelphia 76ers team. Detroit, who, they signed Kawhi every video, and they added Clint Capella to their team. Oh, brother. And we win in 5, and now we got Orlando? It's nothing against Orlando. I mean, I'm just, they've been rebuilding since Dwight left, but, really? Really? We win in 5, and now we got the Denver Nuggets, who did go 60-22. They're playing Jamal Murray at the shooting guard spot. That's an interesting fit, because they added Kyle Anderson instead of Aaron Gordon to their team. Oh, no, Aaron Gordon's just off the bench now. Okay, well, pretty good, some changes. Okay, when I started simming this year, I had absolutely no hopes that this team was going to go ahead and, win a championship. But that being said, this is 2K. And sometimes it does surprise me and lets some good things happen. So there we go. LaMelo Finals MVP. Did I think that was happening? No, I did not. But it did. So we'll now go up to the draft lottery. I don't think we have anything here. No, we do not. Top 3 is Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, and the San Antonio Spurs. 3 teams in the West that used to just be very good and are no longer very, very good. So I'm not really changing much here with this front office. There's really no point in me doing that. We will now head up to the draft. Do we have any later first-round picks? Nope, we just have 3 seconds. I don't want any of them. Can somebody just give me picks that are not in this year's draft? I don't know why that's such a hard concept for 2K. Sorry, I know I move a million miles an hour sometimes. But all 4 of those guys are coming back. We're going to give qualifying. To RJ Barrett, Scotty Lewis, no. PJ Washington will get a qualifying because he's probably either going to be signed or signed and traded, or I'm just going to let him go. We ultimately are going to have to decide on that one. Christian Wood's also a free agent. Okay. I got to pay all these guys. The rest of these guys besides McDaniels. Oh, McDaniels is unrestricted. That's $7 million. What were his numbers? No, I'm not giving you $7 million, but I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it. So Wood's coming back. We'll wait on Washington and RJ Barrett. We're going to go ahead and probably renounce the rights here on Jalen McDaniels and Scotty Lewis. I just don't really think I need them back. Wood honestly could be a sign and trade candidate for me. It's not 100%, but with the way 2K treats him and how he does regress, it is really annoying in my opinion. So it really doesn't make much sense for me to keep him, especially if I can probably make an upgrade after this team already did win a championship. So I'll give PJ Washington like $15 million a year. He ends up coming back, and we'll now go ahead and bring RJ Barrett back as well, kind of that final piece of the offseason that I did want to go ahead and do. So maybe I know I'm not playing PJ Washington at the backup small forward spot. I'm just not doing that, man, today. So it's not 100% that I'm going to trade Christian Wood, man. I just know how he's going to regress. He honestly could maybe go down to like an 82 next year. So I'll see you guys with some sort of move, whether it's in PJ Washington, Christian Wood, whatever it is. So not a move I make a lot. I move Wood down to the power forward spot. He went up to an 88 overall, jumped 4 overalls. I mean, honestly, he's 6'11", or excuse me, 6'10". and, you know, can somewhat shoot the three-point ball, so I'm not surprised he jumps up to an 88. But, yeah, we're picking up Yusuf Nurkic here from the Portland Trailblazers. Obviously not a guy that can really shoot the three-point ball, but again, 15 and 12 versus 13 and 10 and a half. I'm probably going to take that any day of the week. So we do have to go with a first-round pick. We get Justin Jackson. We honestly do need a backup small forward, but it's not going to be Justin Jackson. So I'm so iffy on what I want to do with P.J. Washington because I want to play Kai Jones, man, but I just think it'd be dumb to trade Washington. I know I just gave a whole rant about why I'm not trade or why I'm going to trade P.J. Washington, but I just think, you know, this team won, man, and, you know, I don't really want to trade him if I'm being 100% honest with you here. So that being said, I do need to go ahead and get some sort of small forward here. Honestly, Harrison Barnes would be a good veteran on this team. Could also bring in Gallinari, but he's just a little bit too old at 35. So Barnes, I believe, what did he say, 31 years old, going to be my, you know, stretch 3, stretch 4, whatever. Doesn't really matter, but yeah. He will be my backup small forward. I do like the way this team's looking. Obviously, fresh off a championship, we're looking to go back-to-back. I will see you guys at the start of year number 3. Final season in Charlotte. Fresh off a championship, only one major change at the starting lineup. That being the addition of Yusuf Nurkic over Christian Wood. You can let me know your thoughts on it. I'd probably take Christian Wood right now over Yusuf Nurkic in real life, but here in 2K with the way regression works and, you know, the way their stats are looking, I think Nurkic was the guy. So, again, you can be mad at me, but it is what it is. LaMelo Ball, Zach LaVine, RJ Barrett, Miles Bridges, and Yusuf Nurkic is going to be the starting 5 here for the final year. I will say I didn't trade P.J. Washington, but he's no longer my 6th man. I do want to give minutes to Bouknight. I do like James Bouknight quite a bit, and I'm going to go ahead and give him that 6-man spot. So, you know, I knew when I started this video I was never going to get him into the starting lineup today with the depth this team had and the, you know, the talent they had, if you will. But I think we're doing the, you know, the best thing here. You know, he's at his highest overall yet. He's going to be getting the most minutes he has in this video. So the best I can do for you, James. Going to be our 6th man, 24 minutes tonight. He's playing 2 quarters. P.J. Washington, Harrison Barnes, and Vernon Carey Jr. Kai Jones, man, I apologize. There's just, I'm sure one of you, because you're all more creative than me, are going to find a way to, you know, you're going to tell me how I could have gotten him into the, you know, the bench unit, but I don't know. I'm fine with the way this one turned out, honestly. The dude has a ring at the end of the day, so it is what it is. I will see you guys at the end of the 3rd and final year. So in our final year here in Charlotte, we jumped all the way up to a 1 seed here in the East, man. Pretty cool coming off a championship. Luka back-to-back. In the MVP department, Quentin Grimes, Rookie of the Year in San Antonio. I've noticed he tends to win Rookie of the Year a lot in the 2023 draft class. Also wins 6th man of the year. I am actually going to go ahead and look after this on who went ahead and is starting over him, because on a team like the Charlotte Hornets, who are just the San Antonio Spurs, who are just wholeheartedly rebuilding at this point, they're not. I know damn well. Oh, he's listed as small forward, so they're starting Devin Vassell over him. Okay. I don't know why I thought he was a shooting guard. I'm just dumb these days. We'll look at some numbers real quick. Look at some player stats. I almost said LaMelo Ball. Zach LaVine, LaMelo Ball, RJ Barrett, all 20-plus point per game. Bridges was close at 19. Bouknight, off the bench is our 6th man, Yusuf Nurkic. And, yeah, his numbers are down. I was expecting that. You know, I also could have said Christian Wood's numbers are down. I fully, wholeheartedly understand that. I just like changing things in the final season anyways. So, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, Jonathan Isaac, Brandon Clark's a new addition, and Wendell Carter Jr. How much are they paying Brandon Clark right now? 16 mil. Not a bad deal for an 85 overall here in 2K. So, good team. I think we're better. We do go on to win in 5. We got Atlanta here, who have let Trae Young go, but have had a pretty good replacement with De'Aaron Fox. I'm sorry. There is rare times that I record videos and that I'm speechless. But this is one of those times. I would say without a doubt. What? Oh my God! The most realistic simulation basketball game out there. Just put a 22, or however goddamn old he is, 23, however old Trae Young is, all-star, borderline MVP caliber point guard on the bench. Thank you, 2K. You know what? Just quick round of applause for 2K. They didn't even give him 6th man of the year. It went to a rookie. I mean, what the legitimate fuck is going on in this world right now? Cade Cunningham, Hayes, Kawhi, Sekou Doumbouya. Okay, yada, yada, yada. We can win this. There we go. Oh, boy, here comes the hype beast Pelicans. I'm surprised you didn't add, like, LeBron to this team or something. I would say, if you thought Steven Adams next to Zion was a bad fit, I think Jackson Hayes is equally a bad fit. I mean, at the end of the day, neither of them are good three-point shooters. So, congratulations, you played yourself. We go back-to-back. LaMelo went out here winning number 2 Finals MVP at the age of 22. Look how easy that is, LeBron. Okay, we go ahead and get it done here. We win 2 championships. I was expecting 1. I didn't think 2, but hey, I will take it. I think that second season, maybe a little bit of a fluke, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to complain when 2K blesses me. But when 2K puts Trae Young on the bench, that's when we're going to, have to start questioning this company more than we already do in the product they make, if you will. So, God damn it, I wish so badly every day I could go ahead and work for 2K and design this game, because it would make my life easier, it would make your life easier, it would make a whole lot of people's lives easier, but we're not dwelling on that right now. So, yeah, if you guys did enjoy this one and could leave a like down below, man, I would definitely appreciate it. As always, you guys are new around here, man, just watch the videos, and are not subscribed yet, man, I would definitely appreciate it if you take that 2 seconds it does take to subscribe to my channel, as we were trying to hit 30K as soon as possible. So, that pretty much wraps up this one, man. As always, you guys got any other video ideas, feel free to leave them down below in the comments section. I'm recording another video directly after this because I will be away on Thursday night, the night you guys are seeing this. I'm going to a Patriots preseason game, and I'm not going to be able to record a video after it because I'm going to be not sober. I will see you guys all in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys.